I'd like to welcome Mary today. I met her through one of our Zoom meetups, and her story, she was recently diagnosed, I believe, and I can't wait to hear the details since how she improved her life, what happened, and all the details if you want to share.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes. So how are you doing? How is everything with MS?
Yeah. Thankfully my MS is really quiet right now. So I am pretty much symptom free at the moment. I just have a little bit of fatigue, but that could also be, with being a mom and having a newborn and just all of that stuff. So it's hard to tell sometimes if it's MS or just being a mom, the time of year, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good and yeah, so just thankful for that. Thank
How old
you.
is your newborn?
Well, he is 10 months now, so I guess he's not a newborn anymore. But yeah, little Charlie, he's 10
Oh,
months. And then I also have a little one who's 3, a little boy, and a little girl who's 5.
wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
you were diagnosed right before the pregnancy or during the pregnancy?
yeah, it was actually a little bit after. I think my son was about 11 months when I was my second was about 11 months when I was like officially diagnosed. So, yeah.
What kind of symptoms did you have?
So with that, so when I was pregnant with him, that was back in like March of 2021. I had like Bell's palsy. I woke up with Bell's palsy, just kind of like out of nowhere. And it was an isolated incident. It lasted for about a month. And then after that, it was like a year and a half later, and that's when I had like Bell's palsy a second time. I had double vision, extreme like sensitivity to light, and really bad vertigo. Just felt like completely off, and things just kept piling on top of each other. So the two incidents were about a year and a half apart. Yeah.
Did you have
So
optic neuritis?
I did not actually. I just had double vision. So yeah, a little bit different, but it got better within a couple of weeks with some, heavy dose steroids and antivirals, and just a lot of intentional, healing practices. So
Tell me about them.
sure. Yeah. And that's what I've been kind of continuing to do as well. So and that's what I share as well. Like on my Instagram, I just really try to share anything that has helped me throughout my, healing process, and anything that has helped me feel more empowered, and just feel better about myself, feel better about my diagnosis, that kind of thing. So there's a variety of different things that I do, mindfulness probably being the biggest one, for me. And it's really just about taking everything day by day, so just slowing down and being in the moment, and trying not to, worry about the future as much, just trying to, live each day to the fullest as best as you can. Um, and some other things that have helped me, healing touch. So that's kind of like inviting a higher power, and the Holy Spirit to come and just, like my mom, she's a big healing touch practitioner, and she just really helped kind of like align my energy and helped me feel, a lot better through that, through asking for like a higher guidance.
Have you
So
always believed in them?
yeah, yeah, I have. I've always had a strong faith. And so I think that's, another thing that has really helped me get through things. Just feeling like, you know, like a little speck in this big grand scheme of things, big scheme of life. And and it just helps me to, be in nature. I find that really healing. Especially sometimes when we can get in our heads a lot and think about all the things that could possibly go wrong. Sometimes I'll just literally step outside and get some fresh air and look up at the trees, and you can feel so much smaller and feel like you're part of something so much bigger, and just get gives you some better perspective on that. I try to be out in nature as much as I can. A little bit harder now with it, being cold outside and everything, but I always feel so much better. I think nature is a super healing part of my journey. Something else that I do is a practice called craniosacral therapy. And it's a little confusing to explain. You just have to go do it. It's amazing. Um, but I actually started going to this lady in high school and kind of fell off the wagon a little bit in college and after. And then, like, since I had my MS diagnosis and those kind of symptoms, I started going again and I just feel so much better. So that's something I've been really intentional about going to once a month.
Repeat that
And
again so I can write it down and whoever
yeah.
did it.
Yeah, it's called craniosacral, craniosacral. So craniosacral therapy. And it's really about I guess the best way to describe it is just balancing out your central nervous system, aligning your energy. And it's kind of like a light touch therapy. So you just lay down on a table and it's an hour. And it really just balances out like all the craniosystems in your body and your central nervous system. And it's very hard to explain, but you can feel the effects like immediately. I just feel so much lighter. I feel more like in balance, and just in tune with my body. And I just feel lighter. Like I walk out floating. It's the
I
weirdest
believe
thing.
that.
Yeah. So,
It's so interesting because I recently looked at a quote and it said that we all believe in Wi-Fi and all these signals that is just so normal, it's coming through our phone, but we do not believe that we are energy and this energy is so important for us. So when you mentioned this, it's just I wish more people are more into that and trying.
yeah, trying something like that. Yeah, and it's yeah, one of those things that it's hard to explain, but once you do it, it's like you feel so much better. And every time I go, I'm like, oh, I'm so in need of this, and I feel so much better. So yeah, that's definitely been a good healing tool. For me, one of the things I've heard before is we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And I feel like that so much. And I feel like MS has really, like, the diagnosis has just made me like lean into my faith more, and just trust in, the bigger picture. And I just feel like why not me? Like why can I, instead of why me, like why not me? Why I have the resources. I can lean into spirit. I can lean into getting help with other people. And it's just really been a good like catalyst for me to focus on improving myself and, building my connections with other people. And it's made me more intentional about self-care and eating healthier and, all of those things. And I'm not perfect by any means, but I still have my flaws, absolutely. But I really try to work on myself and, ask myself with every little choice I'm making, is this gonna affect me tomorrow? Like, how is this gonna affect me tomorrow? Like, will my future self thank me for this choice? Or, because it's not, you can have all the support in the world, but at the end of the day, like, you're the one that needs to make these choices. And, you know, if you want to change for the better, then you have to make those choices to do it. And so it's really just helped me step up for myself, for my kids, for my husband, for my friends and family, and just given me an opportunity to better myself. So I truly see it as a positive thing, you know. Yeah.
Happy to hear that. Did you change
Thank
the
you.
diet you were on? Like, what helped you from in the beginning to get rid of all the symptoms?
Sure. Yes, big time. So I have not, like, now I really am intentional about eating healthy. And I still occasionally will have pizza and things like that, but I used to eat like really bad. Like I would eat like candy all the time and like sugar, like a lot of sugar. So I've tried to eliminate sugar. I'll have dark chocolate. But I've really tried to clean that up and just added, some more healthy choices, more whole foods, more, things that make me feel better and I can tell a difference. Like if I do have sugar, like it's crazy. Like I will start getting like tingling. Like it's almost like a direct effect for me. So I really try to listen to my body and try to feed it with the nutrients that it needs. Because, and having three kids in the past 5 years too, like they take all your nutrients, when you're pregnant. And so I'm already like trying to gain some of those back just from that. So, and right now I have a little cold, if you could tell. But yeah, just I try to, like, I have my kombucha every day. I have my
Do you make them?
no, I don't. And I try to do like easy, like I don't, follow any certain type of protocol. I love the walls protocol. I'm not like on that 100%. I admire anyone and everyone who's on that. And I think it's wonderful. But I try to just do a little bit, I guess, from different types of, protocols and things. So I just try to figure out what works for my body. Um, so no, I just buy those and then I do something called kachava every day. It's like a superfood kind of protein shake. And so I usually mix it with like ice and water, and I'll put in some of those really good blueberries, the frozen blueberries that have a lot of antioxidants in them, because I've heard those are really healing. So anything that works for my body, I feel like. I'm also lactose intolerant, so I have to kind of watch it with the cheese and dairy because I already know like that upsets my stomach. So I'm definitely more like in tune with my body. I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me. But yeah, just try to take it day by day and try to lessen the sugar and introduce more, superfoods and salads and, plant-based smoothies and things like that and whole foods that help my body feel better.
Yes. Was
Mhm.
it a lot of learning in the beginning to switch this diet? Like, did you do a lot of research, read any books?
Yeah, read a few books. And I think Food as Medicine was one of them that was really good. I really liked that one. And the Walls Protocol, I really admire Dr. Walls. I think she's phenomenal. Yeah, so I've read those two and just, trying to just follow certain people on social media or their newsletters you as well, that, just have really great suggestions for and research-based suggestions as well, that what are the superfoods, what are foods that can decrease inflammation, yeah, those kind of things. So I've really try to lean into that as much as I can to try to build my knowledge for that, and I'm still learning.
Yeah, I think we are all learning, either from our mistakes or from our experiences or hopefully from books.
Yes, definitely. Yes, and your book too. Oh my gosh, your book is incredible. I love it. All the stories that you've outlined in there. I mean, every single one of those people you included are just such an inspiration. And I think that's just also incredible. So thank you for that work.
Yes, the whole experience just changed my life. So actually those people they wanted to be included in the story. I feel like most of them they find me instead of me have to find them. So it
Yeah.
was a pretty
Yeah,
incredible journey.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Food as medicine is very important.
Yes,
Yes.
and mindset. I wanted
Mindset.
to ask you, do you have any morning routine that you do with the young kids, children
Yeah.
in the house?
Yeah, so it's a little crazy right now with their ages. So my best bet of getting my, morning routine going is getting up early. Before them, preferably. It doesn't happen every day. But if I can get up before them, I feel so much better, like mental health wise, mindset wise. And every morning,
Meditate?
what's that? Yes, meditate.
Meditate? Yeah.
Yes. So I do 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes of meditation with my coffee in the morning. And typically it's a guided meditation. I have a few different apps that I like. Mindfulness is a really good one that I enjoy. Calm is another one. And then just, some audiobooks that have meditation in them as well. Like there's one right now I'm reading called Deeper Mindfulness, and there's a whole host of different meditations that I can go back to. And I've also recorded some as well on a YouTube page, just, kind of for fun and to just sometimes I'll go back and listen to those different meditations that I've recorded in nature with different breathing techniques, things like that. So, yeah, I'll try to meditate for about 10 minutes with my cup of coffee, usually put on my diffuser with a good, oil blend, and just put my feet on a grounding mat. If it's, warmer outside, I would go outside and put my feet on the grass. But
I'll
yes,
show
I
you
try to ground.
something. This is my section. This is where I
Yes.
meditate every morning. But
Love
guess what?
that.
My house is, you can hear everything. So I had to get a headset,
Headphones.
yeah,
Yes.
to put on so I don't hear anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. And it can be loud sometimes, I'll sometimes have the baby, it's somewhere in the room and make sure he's all set up in his bouncer or whatever and try to really I take it as a challenge to try to you know, deal with the noise, how I can sit with the difficulty, I guess, sometimes of having so many distractions. Like, how is this going to make me stronger? It just helps me, um, meditation in
I think
general, like
that's
just get a
so
strong center.
so important because if you
Yeah.
think the opposite, like, oh my God, this is gonna make me anxious and
Yeah.
angry, like, why can I have my own time? Versus I can handle this. I can still quiet my mind. That's like
Exactly.
even Joe Dispenza says, like, that's where transformation is happening in your
Mhm.
brain. Like, that's where
Absolutely.
you can rewire the old habits.
Yes, yes. And the more often, you do it and you train your brain, the better you'll have the ability to, respond versus react. And especially being, a mom, I'm really always trying to figure out ways to how can I best respond to this instead of like instantly react or, do something like I need to put like a pause in between. And I think meditation has really helped me with that pause. And so now I'm trying to even up it to 3 times a day, and it's hard to fit it in, but I'm really trying to, especially around the holidays and sick season and all of that. I want to get as strong of a center as I can, and so I'm trying to just take 5 extra minutes in the middle of the day, and then 5 to 10 minutes at night as well just kind of center myself, slow my breathing, and just kind of, take things one step at a time. And it just really, I feel like it's helping a little bit. So
Probably not only helping you, but helping your children too, to stay calm, be more present, even though
yes,
they really
trying.
don't know how to.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's not always easy. I'm definitely not always present. But I try to be, when I notice I'm not, I try to be more present. Yeah, so I think all of those things are just good combinations of things that help me. Another something that has helped is my gratitude journal. So I do that every night, just, write down 3 things that I'm thankful for. And if I skip a night, I also practice self-compassion and giving myself a break. Like, I don't have to be perfect. No one's, like I said, no one's like checking this off the list except for me. Like, we're our own worst critic sometimes. So I think just remembering to give yourself compassion, give yourself love, and, to just know that all you can do is your best and give yourself some grace too, I think has really, really helped progress over perfection for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
What advice would you give to somebody who was just newly diagnosed?
that's a great question. Um, I would say to definitely take the time that you need to process it, um, to hold space for all your feelings. It's okay to grieve it. It's okay to be upset that, maybe life will look a little bit differently that you've anticipated it to look. And once you get past the phase of just dealing with all your feelings that you need to rise up and you need to step up, lean into your support, and know that you have everything in you that you need. Like you have all the power inside of you that you need, and you can harness that as best as you can and always come back to that, home base within yourself. And, I always hear now's the best time to get diagnosed. Like there's so many resources. We're so blessed with, this online community of social media. It's been a life changer for me. It really has. So I would say lean into that support system, keep things positive. Do things that are going to boost your energy, not drain your energy. Just be mindful of, who you surround yourself with, and make sure that you can keep things, as positive as you can, and know that it's going to be okay. It's going to be more than okay. And you can let it change you for the better. You really can. So use it as a tool to better yourself. Yeah, that's what I would say. I could say a lot more, but
No, I love that. I think that I wish I knew this is the message I want to tell myself when I was newly diagnosed, but it took me a while to say it out loud this
sure.
beautifully that
Yes.
you did it. Yes.
Yes, and you have done so much with it, and I think, it's about just taking things day by day, not, looking too much into the future. Just, I mean, the future is unknown for everyone. So every day's a gift. And how can we, make the best of every day? And so, yeah, I think that's good. And I believe in food as medicine. Absolutely. I also believe in, medicine, other medicine too. So I'm going to be doing my Ocrevus infusion in January. So I've also decided to be on a DMT. This is only my second dose. So I just started, let's see, I think my first dose was May. So I'm kind of all about doing as many things as I can to help myself fight this disease. And yeah, yeah. And I, admire everyone for whatever choice they make. I think we all have our own individual decisions to make. And for me, I just want to do whatever I can to have the best outcome possible. So that's
Yes.
yeah, so that's kind of where I am. I'm in a really good place, and I'm feeling really grateful. I think MS can be a gift if you can choose to see it that way. Um, and just, believe that there's a bigger picture. There's, always a silver lining in things, and to just lean into your faith, and everything will be okay.
Believing in yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on, and thank you for sharing all this wisdom.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing all your wisdom as well. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great weekend, and I
Thank
hope
you.
to see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you. Bye.